Good evening, everybody. Welcome to What He Said with Kevin Walker. Of course, I am Kevin Walker. You see, I got my main man back with me tonight. T Money, what's up,
What's
man?
good? What's good? What's good? Hey, y'all.
Man, how you feeling, man? You feeling a little better after your knee surgery, or is touch and go from day to day? Which one is? I know how them knee surgeries can be. You cool 1 second, you're in pain the next. How you doing?
Well, to sum it up, I was supposed to go back to work. With, Sunday was supposed to be my day back, but they just put me out for another 3 weeks because it's healing. The knee itself is healing, but the muscles and stuff around it is what's giving me the blues. So I mean, I'm going to therapy every. I'm doing 3 times a week, but I'm not skipping a day. I'm doing Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday every day.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I got a stationary bike here. Get on the bike and ride a little bit and just do what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, well, we got some interesting topics tonight, and I know me along with everybody else out there, man. We wish you a speedy recovery. Hey, look, I'm gonna be asking everybody as y'all come in tonight, announce that you here, say hello, because we can't see who joined the live.
Right.
So when you join the live, announce, that you are here on the live. Say hello. When you come in, and we'll give you a shout back to say hello back to you. But we got some interesting topics. One thing we're going to talk about that was on the agenda for last week that we didn't get a chance to touch was highly sexual with no emotions. Also, dreams to nightmares, or dreams or nightmares, or dreams and nightmares.
Mm-hmm.
I'll touch on that and explain that a little more as we get to it. Another topic we got is pull back the cover. Pull back the cover. Last but not least, where we actually are going to start at tonight is, hey, what's up, cuz? What's up, Trisha? Hey, as everybody come in, we asking that you announce that you here, say hello, because we want to say hello back to you. Our last topic and where we're going to actually start at tonight is in too deep. We're going to start at in too deep. Now, in too deep can take on an array of angles. We can go in too deep from a relationship perspective. We can go in too deep from, are you the baby's daddy? Meaning you didn't raise this kid all these years, and then come to find out when he 22, 23, 24, mama come telling you that's not yours. But she didn't tell you that them 18 years you was paying child support. But now, hey, are you in too deep? Is it too late to tell this child? We'll talk about that. We'll talk about, are you in too deep at that point? And we'll talk about also from the in too deep perspective. Hey, Fifi, what's up, Felicia? From the in too deep perspective, we'll talk about abusive relationships. Like, at what point is it ever really too late to get out of that abusive situation? Some people will say it's never too late. Some people will say if you stick around long enough the first time, it's going to be a second, third, and fourth time. So we'll talk about that. We'll discuss that. But before we get to that, I'm going to throw a curveball tonight. So I posted a topic on Facebook. Hey, Bud Carey. So I posted a topic on Facebook earlier today, and I said, her, you a hoe ass nigga. I said, me am, because I wanted to get people's reaction like someone had actually came at me like that. No one actually came at me like that. No one said that to me. But the reason why I just threw it out there to get reactions is because you hear so much from people about women being disrespectful to grown ass men, not just at home, but in the streets as well, which is crazy, which is absolutely crazy. I think there has always got to be, from male to female and from female back to male, a level of respect when we're dealing with each other. What you say, T?
Most definitely. I knew somebody one time, man, and they had a child's father that they were going back and forth with about child support and something that the dude wasn't doing no way. But she used to talk to the dude like he had a tail on him. So I checked that one day, and I explained to her that I don't care who it is, you don't disrespect a man. I don't care how deadbeat he is. I don't care how sorry he is. He's still a man. He might be the lowest of the lowest of a man. He's still a man. Um, and it's first of all, it's tacky. Um, Second of all, that's not a woman's place. A woman should stay in her place. And when I say that, I mean, you know, uh, if you get out of line with my wife, and I'm nearby, believe me, I'm gonna be there, because we've had this discussion. You don't have to argue with a man about nothing. If he got a real problem, I'm gonna come see about it. You know, and that's just how it is. You know, talking about this is just like what happened this week. Everybody saw with the man jumping on the lady at the hot dog stand. You know, first of all, there's nothing in the world that woman could have said to a grown man to make a man do that. That's number one. Number
Yeah.
two, everybody had mixed feelings. They arrested the lady and arrested their son. There's not a man, child, woman, boy, girl on this phone, on this planet that wouldn't have done the same thing that little boy did. That's my mama. There's no consequences to my actions when it comes to my mama. Period. And the dude got what he deserved. He got exactly what he deserved. Number one, you shouldn't put your hands on a woman. Number two, you had no reason to put your hands on a woman and in front of her child. So, with our actions, a lot of people in this world don't understand the consequences of their actions. Every consequence, every action has a consequence. But I tell people all the time, just because every action doesn't require a reaction. Every action doesn't require a reaction. Sometimes you just need to shut your ass up and go on about your business. Because somebody said something, or somebody stepped on your foot, or somebody bumped you. Come on, man, just say. Sometimes I say my bad and keep it pushing. Them days over with, man. Them days of us fighting and seeing the dude the next week and buying the dude to build something, them days gone. They're not doing that no more. They're killing people by little stuff, by nothing.
Yeah, I would personally venture to say, I've always said, being a gun owner and a very responsible gun owner, for the longest, anybody who know me knows I really didn't believe in purchasing or owning a weapon. I've just never believed in that. But what I do believe in is having the right.
I'm his flip side, y'all. I'm his flip side. I believe and I'll bust you in your ass. You get the bullshit. That's been me all my life. So, yeah, I'm his flip side.
So I just think from that perspective, with now being a gun owner and carrying my gun, like I've always said, I'm never going to pull my weapon to scare nobody. No, if I pull my weapon, that means we're at the point to where I've got to use it. So I would say this to ladies. Sometime as a female, I'm not saying coward. I'm not saying you don't have a place. I'm not even saying you don't have a voice. But what I am saying is exactly derived from the perspective that Terry just gave about his wife. Sometime as a woman, you shut your goddamn mouth, because you are putting your man in a situation to have to defend not only himself, but you as well.
Yep.
Hey, look, if it ain't about you, if you ain't directly affected, shut your ass up. I mean, I really don't know no other way to put it, to give it to you. If it ain't about you, which is a simple perspective, which is a simple way, you can't reprimand one person for doing something one way that has nothing to do with them, but you nosy as hell on the other side. You all in people business on the other end of it. So it can't be both ways. So ladies, ladies, and I don't know. I wasn't there, of course, so I don't know what happened exactly in that situation. But what I will say, I will agree with Terry on, if it's my mom and I've got to defend her, that's what I'm gonna do.
Ain't no doubt.
Hey, we'll handle the jail and the police situation next, but yeah, I'm gonna defend my mom at all costs.
Ain't no doubt.
So let's jump over to our topics. We got in too deep. We got highly sexual with no emotions. We got dreams to nightmares. We got pulled back to cover. Where I want to start at tonight is in too deep. When you are in too deep, we want to handle in too deep. I got three different perspectives to go from within too deep, T. And where we're going to start at is from the relationship perspective. So if I'm dating someone and hey, and let me do this. Let me define the term dating. When I say dating, I'm saying that I can go out with a different woman every night if that's what I choose, because what I am doing is dating. Dating is an interview process. People are dating to see who they want to eliminate from their option list. And when you're dating, you should have options. DJ, what's up, big dog? You should have options when you're dating. When you're dating, you have options. That's the purpose of dating. I didn't say an exclusive relationship. I said dating, which means you can go out with A on Monday, B on Tuesday, C on, if your funds like, my funds ain't like that. So I can't pop it like that every night with a different chick. But let's talk about the relationship perspective of in too deep. So at what point should you know? Because some people say immediate, but at what point should you know that you don't want to deal with this person anymore? Or you've dealt with this person enough, it's time to move on to something else. When do you know that?
Well, you know it when they tell you. But
hey, Callie,
you're going to know it when they tell you, because they're going to tell you. Now, if you don't hear it or you miss it, it's because you're not paying attention. But they're going to tell you, they're going to show you exactly what they're there for. If it's for you, if it's for your money, it's just for you taking them out to eat on some free shit every week. That's they're going to let you know exactly what they're in for. But you have to be paying attention, and it's paying attention that comes with growth, that comes from time.
big fella, what's up, Chef D? You're freezing up on me, T, so I'm going to take it from there. So when we talk about the relationship perspective of dating and being in too deep, for me, I just don't think there is a window. I think I could date you for 6 months. I could date you for 9. I could date you for a year. But what I want to do, who I want to date, I want to date a female that's going to make me better, or that I can help make better as a person, as a hustler. If we out here hustling these jobs, and hey, I need a lady that's down with the hustle. I need a lady who can have that sapiosexual conversation that stimulates me. I don't want to be watching something and have to explain every little bit of what's going on to her. So I think there has to be different levels of association and stimulation in order for me to want to continue to be involved. Hey, look, sex is great. Sex is a great thing, but you got to be able to do more for me at this point in my life than wiggle a kitten. I'm just saying.
That goes shit, that goes for my wife. Shit, it ain't just about that. I need, because just because you let's go past dating. Let's say you're in a relationship.
Say, Elisa, use your code and come in. Use the code and come in so I can add you to the feed. T talking about I'm here. He freezing up, T. Something wrong with y'all internet. He keep freezing. Go in there and help him.
Shit, I'm finna move. Watch this here. Yeah.
So yeah, no, I mean, I agree. When you're married, you do still have to date. You do still have to stimulate your mate in a lot of ways. Your mate don't need to come home every night and see you in a bonnet and a big ass gown. I mean, you got to keep the spice hot, man. I mean, it is what it is. Just because you married, that don't cut off the stimulation.
But for me, it goes deeper than that. And so, when you married, when you in a relationship, you should be growing together. So if I'm growing, I check my wife all the time. Say, did you see me do this here? When last time you see me do this? And if she can't tell me when the last time she seen me do it, she's not paying attention. She's not growing. She's not growing with me. Doesn't mean she's not growing with me. And it's the same way for me. If I check on something and I don't see it anymore, that means she's grown, and that means I'm growing with her because I acknowledge I don't see it anymore, or she haven't done it. So it's for me, and I guess for every couple is different. But
He moved, but that signal. So you got to get AT&T, guys. AT&T is the industry leader in Wi-Fi and internet connections. AT&T, AT&T.
I'm sitting on the internet. Shit.
Yeah, you keep freezing though.
I'm gonna go back where I used to be. I was good.
Yeah, clear your cookies out on your deal. Get everything. Make sure all your apps are closed as well.
I got too much stuff going on one box. I need to get another box.
So we've discussed in too deep from a relationship perspective. Let me touch on something Elisa said. She said, I believe you know immediately if you are interested. You may not know how long you're going to be there, but you do know that you are interested in that individual immediately. No, I agree. You could be very lustful, Elisa, early on. Very lustful. Because we all have people that from different perspectives that, hey, we saw him in school and she was one of the finest things on campus. We went to high school with them or college with them, and they were fine as hell. They were well-spoken. They were very smart, and that stimulated us. And so we wanted to get to know them. But sometimes once you get to know people, and I'm finna go to my next topic, and you pull back that cover, you don't really want to know what's under that layer. Once you pull that cover back, do you really want to know what's under that cover? Because sometimes you find things that are hidden that this person ain't willing to work on, that this person ain't willing to change, that what you got on the surface, when you see that beautiful sand, and you walked out and started playing and didn't realize it was glass under that top layer of sand. So when you push back that top layer, you got cut up because you couldn't see the glass until you went a little deeper. And that's the problem with a lot of relationships. We talked about people sending their representatives. People also trying to hide what and who they really are. If you can't make me better, then what are we doing? What are we doing if you can't make me better? If your conversation ain't stimulating me in stimulatory ways, what are we doing? If I gotta tell you, like, hey, that's stupid than a motherfucker. That's very childish. Hey, grow up. Hey, that's some bullshit.
Might not be childish to me though. Can't tell me. It might not be childish.
It might be who you are. Terrence said it might not be childish to him. He's absolutely correct. And I'm glad he made that point because it really might not be childish to him. But at the end of the day, when you're still doing kindergarten type shit, when you still in the mix on all the bullshit, like Terry just spoke on earlier about coming to his wife's defense behind some nigga trying to check his wife. Not in real life, but here on the show. So here's my thing. This is why I said that, Terry, and you made a great point. If my wife mind her own damn business, then we ain't never got to go to war with nobody else behind nothing. Hey, baby, that shit ain't got nothing to do with you. Mind your business and let's move on. But if she decides to stick her nose in somebody else's business and that man be like, hey, bitch, I wasn't even talking to you. Whoa, whoa.
Yeah,
But now you wouldn't be in that pickle had Teak minded her business.
yeah, yeah, most definitely. I mean, you know, and ladies, it goes beyond just, you know, I understand that you're a female and you know you have the right of speech. I understand all of that. But what a lot of women don't understand is your mouth can get your man sent to the penitentiary. Your
Yeah.
mouth can get your man killed. Your mouth can get you killed. You know, women don't understand because you popping off. Yeah, you popping off not only because you hot, it's because it's people around edging you on. You see the cameras, you see the lights. Boom. Next thing you know, your man dead. You dead. You in the penitentiary. People don't think like that. You have to think that. Damn, I'm out here living for somebody. You know, when you stop going to certain clubs because you outgrown them, that's what you did. You outgrew them. It wasn't no more. You outgrew them. You outgrew the people that were there, that were coming there. I can't keep coming here no more because this ain't me. So what you did, you moved up, you upscaled to a different club. Now you at this club, it's an upscale club. You ain't got to worry about the riffraff in this motherfucker. You good, it's safe. They got laws everywhere. You good. So that's now you didn't you upscale, you upgraded, and didn't even know what was happening because you grew. You grew and you understand now. Now, guess what? Half of y'all, 20 years ago, you go to the club, going to breakfast when you leave the club. Now, guess where you at? Taking your ass home. Because you've grown. You're growing. You understand what life is about now.
You say going to breakfast. Yeah, it was a fight in Dutch stuff.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Like,
We too old for that. We don't go to breakfast no more. You know how many
well,
times I done watched the
they didn't really fight, but they was going back and forth a lot.
Yeah, I mean, but you know how many times I done watched the sun come up at Frank's on
Yeah,
some non-stuff. Now the sun got to be up for me to go to Frank's.
yeah, I agree.
Come on,
I
man.
agree. So we discussed that in too deep from a relationship perspective. Let's talk about, are you the baby's daddy when you can be in too deep? So I know there are a lot of situations, and I know even for me personally, I've been in the situations where we've had to do some paternity stuff to see if I'm the kid father or not. So what happens when that kid is 20, 22, 23, 24 years old, and you are unsure on who that baby daddy is? Or you do know who that baby daddy is, and it's not your husband. Do you ever really and truly, women, ladies, we got a lot of ladies on here, do you ever really and truly tell that man, hey, that's not your son? And the reason why I say that, T, let me finish. Let me finish. The reason why I say, do you truly ever tell? Because what happens when we're having health issues and like Scarface, the rapper, Brad Jordan, needed a kidney, and all of a sudden now the doctors say, well, not only are you not a match, but y'all don't even have the same blood type.
My glasses too.
Like,
My glasses too.
am I in too deep in this situation with my marriage, with my spouse, that I can't be honest and tell the truth that, hey, I knew a long time ago this wasn't your baby? At what point do I tell them? Let me say this before you answer. Hey guys, everybody out there right now that's on this cast, on Friday night at Vibe Lounge, 12805 Cullen, 12805 Cullen. We're going to have a live podcast with a live audience where people can chime in live and be there live. We're going to have free drinks and free food all night long, sponsored by this man right here on the screen, all night long. So come out, Big D. I'm gonna hit you up, brother. I need you to come through so people can, we can meet each other and hey, pass out some business cards. Let's make each other some money and different things that we got going on. But let's come out this Friday. That's this Friday, June 30th at 8 o'clock. We're going to be there by 6. We're going to be partaking in some water, Felicia.
Yeah.
We're going to be drinking water. 8 o'clock, the podcast is going to start. We're going to do the podcast for its regular hour, and we're going to have a good time with it. Go ahead, T.
So to extend that, we're going to have a party because we were doing the podcast. It's actually my son's birthday Friday. So he's turning 28 and best kid in the world. So I got with one of his buddies and said, hey, man, let's do this here for my son. You talked about in too deep. Let's go with that. So,
all right. So we're talking about in too deep from the baby daddy perspective. When do you tell your mate? When does T come tell you, Terry, that's not your son?
So let me give you a little backstory right quick. T told me if somebody came and knocked on my door tomorrow, and that child is 18 years old, it's gonna be a problem. That's for me. But in too deep sense, if the kid is 24 years old, that's my son. Period, point blank. That's just who I am. That's my son. Because I've been taking care of this kid for 24 years. Now, we're gonna have a situation with his mama. We're gonna have to discuss this because first of all, you was out there on me, and then you had a baby on me. You know, nigga can't have a baby on a woman. That's the cardinal sin right there. But they can do it. So it's a couple of things that's gonna play with me. Number one, you had a baby on me, and number two, you done kept it all this time. Still love this kid to death. I've been taking care of this kid like my own. And I kind of knew he didn't walk right like me, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I kind of saw that in him, but I put that out of my mind because this is a good kid, and I'm raising this kid, and I'm doing what a man's supposed to do. Was I in too deep? I wasn't in too deep. She was in too deep. And she got in over her head and didn't know how to react because she didn't want to lose everything that this good man was doing for her and her kid. So yeah, but you're gonna have with this, you're gonna have 10 different scenarios with the same topic. Yeah, I'd have killed that bitch. Nigga, you feel me? But Charles, he looked like you, Charles. Come on. It is what it is.
Yeah, so man, it's a tough deal. And I can say from a dude who's been in that situation, not from my wife having a baby and us not knowing if it was mine, but from the perspective of me having a kid from somebody else real young, like in my 20s, and having to go get DNA tested for this kid to figure out who his father was. It didn't end up being me. It was somebody else. And what's crazy about it, the dude was my buddy that ended up being his daddy. That was crazy about the whole situation. But she was neither one of our gal. She was just situations. She was just something that happened, and hey, she ended up pregnant. She ended up with a baby. And still to this day, though, I mean, he cares for that dude as a grown man, does stuff with him because, like you said, hey, if it's yours, it's yours.
Yeah.
But I'll say from a different perspective. So that was a baby that I had outside of my marriage. And I didn't know for a long time. When I did find out.
Pull out game weak.
Yeah, very weak. But that's a whole different story. But so even when I did come into the kid's life financially, because from my perspective, from where I was sitting, that's all mama really wanted anyway was the financial side of it all.
Right.
That's all she truly wanted in the end. And now he's 19, and I almost kind of feel like it's really too late. I honestly feel like it's really too late. So what I've tried to do, honestly, is build the same rapport. So with little Kevin being in the Air Force, I try to call little Kevin at least once a week to say, "Hey son, how you doing? What's going on?" Because he has his own life, and I ain't trying to. Man, you need to call me every. No, no, no.
Yeah.
We gonna talk once a week at least.
Yeah.
Unless you got something else going on and you need to talk to daddy. So I try to reach out to him once a week to say, "Hey man, how you doing? What's going on? What's going on in your world?" So I try to do that with Landon the same way. I do it a little more because Landon's here in Houston with me. Landon's here on the weekend. Like Landon's here all summer now.
Right.
But he gone with little Kevin for a couple of weeks. So I tried to do the same thing with my other young man, but it's just hard when you ain't been there from day one. It's hard to build a fence from wood when there's no trees available.
Yeah, yeah.
I've never seen nobody build a wood fence when there are no trees available. So I've tried my ass off to try to build a rapport, but it just ain't working. I mean, I'm frustrated as hell about it because I think me and the kids should have some form of a stronger relationship. Hey, look, it was what it was. It is what it is. Me and your mom didn't work out. Me and your mom never, we did have a relationship way back in the day, but there were other insinuating circumstances, once he was born that we couldn't have one. So again, man, it's tough trying to come back in and be daddy when you ain't been daddy. That's just from my perspective and what I'm dealing with.
Well, check this out. Two things. Number one, what makes it extremely hard is because you don't know what mama instilled in his head. That's number one. Now, let's go back to how in too deep. I'm going to say one thing, and I'm going to change the whole demographic of that question. Let's take that kid from 24 down to 5 years old when you find out. Now, that's a whole different... What? That nigga ain't mine. Most niggas going to get that shit. I'm out. Fuck you and him. That ain't my kid. Now, let's just say she don't know who the dad is. But, 10 minutes before you found out this wasn't your kid, it was, "Baby, I love you to death. I can't live without you. Now this ain't my kid. You a dirty bitch. I got to go. Finna get my shit. Now you calling Keisha. I'm on my way." That changed the whole demographic of that. That's a whole another level of in too deep right there. Because if you 5 years deep and you find out this ain't your kid, you ain't deep enough. You finna go. Oh no, I ain't. Oh no, I ain't buying no more milk. Hell, diapers. And Mike telling you owe me $2,000 on the way out the door.
Yeah.
Because especially if she knew. It's one thing if she didn't know. Or if she knew and didn't know how to get in touch with the nigga, all of that, that's different. But if she knew and there's not a woman alive don't know she pregnant. Now, there's a few that don't know who the baby dad is.
Now, this is interesting. Chelsea said, "I just went to my daughter's graduation and couldn't say anything or even acknowledge that I was there." Wow.
Yeah.
Felicia Williams say, "Is T a thespian?"
I might be. Yeah.
So let's continue on with In Too Deep. Let's talk about In Too Deep, T, from a... Hey, Shamara, how you doing? Let's talk about In Too Deep, guys, from a abusive relationship perspective. Because that was the original route I was going to take In Too Deep when we talk about people dealing with abuse, verbal or physical, can both be harmful long term. It really don't matter which route we go because you can verbally abuse someone to the point of no return.
Yeah. Yeah.
So honestly, for me, like I can't say this is worse than that. Yeah, physical might hurt in the physical form more than the verbal. You might be able to walk away from the verbal, but can you always walk away with the full perspective of who you are when you got there. You're a sorry motherfucker. You are da 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 da. And not only in too deep being physically or verbally abusive to your mate, but to your kids. Man, I've had parents, or I've witnessed even in grocery stores, parents calling their kids everything but a child of God.
Yep.
See, let me tell you why I've always refused to be that parent to my kids. I refused to be that parent or cuss my boys out because that's how my mama dealt with us. And I just knew how it made me feel. So instead of repeating the cycle, I decided to destroy the wheel so it can't keep turning.
Right.
What I decided to do was, yeah, I had to reprimand and get on their ass sometime, but I decided to parent from a different spot. We talked a lot. We had conversations. Hey, son, I used to tell little Kevin sometimes, say, man, come here. Say, bro, don't do that, because now I'm going to have to go in here and deal with her. He already know who her is. Yeah. And she going to want to get on my ass because I don't get on your ass. But what I had to tell her was, if you want me to deal with it as a man, if you want me to deal with my son, then let me deal with it. I'm not going to backdoor and come back after you jumped in his ass and then I jump in it. No, 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 no. If you going to handle it, then handle it. But if you want me to handle it, then allow me to handle it my way, not your way. Yeah, so
I used to get
from an abuse perspective, like, man, I don't even want to be around or in a situation, even from a dating perspective, to where that's the narrative, to where that's who she is. When she show up with drama. And Felicia said it better already. Some women just like drama.
Yeah, for sure. But I've learned in this 56 years that it's not that some women like drama. That's all they know. That's all they know. I don't think anybody likes drama. I think that's all they know. That's all they've been taught. We used to always have a saying growing up, you learn by doing. And that's how we learn, by doing. I know that everything that and women should know, because a lot of the people is our age. So along your route to get to where you are now, you should have took something from each man you was with. If it was abusive, that nigga was beating your ass, if he was talking about you, you should have took a little piece of James and a little piece of Tim and a little piece of John, and all of that should be somewhere in a sack in your mind. So every time you meet a new dude and he do something or say something, bing, James did that. Bing, Kevin did that. I'm gone. Those are your red flags. Now, until you see some new shit that you ain't never seen, that's what you're supposed to be relying on all your life. Is everything that's in your bag, everything that you done took for every man that you've ever dealt with, every man you've ever said hi to. That's your man.
Let me correct Felicia's comment really quick. Felicia said she didn't say a gender. She said some people like drama, and she wasn't gender specific. I'm sorry, Felicia.
Well, you right about that, because it's men too. Men be on some bitch shit. Straight up, some bitch shit. If I'm saying it and it offended you, you a bitch. That's what it is. No more, no less. But men be on bitch shit just like women be on bitch shit. Men keep up whole shit. Sometimes men keep up more whole shit than women do. So again, when you see that type stuff, shit, and it's for men too. You just everything that I just said about women, we got something from every experience we never had with any woman. We took something from her. Yeah, she did that to me. I ain't gonna never let nobody do that again. 20 years later, you see that? Oh no, hell no. You supposed to move. And if you don't move, that's your fault, because you that's what you want. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah, you're right.
I used to tell my daughter, if a man beating your ass and you don't tell me, you like that ass whooping. Just that simple.
Yeah, I agree. But you know, I'll say this, and I think you'll agree. The one thing about me, and I can't get on here and lie because me and Terry been friends shit 40 years. The one thing about me that ain't never been true, and I started somebody else saying, if you've been friends with somebody for 5, 10, 15 years and y'all ain't never had a disagreement, a fallout, or an argument, then that ain't your friend. I think that's a damn lie. Me and Terry ain't never had a fallout or an argument, but now at the same time, I don't think we necessarily agree about everything, but we respect the way each other move. Because I respect the way he moves, I don't have to argue with him. I let TBT and I be me.
Right. And
So I don't
if
think you have to argue with somebody or even say, bro, I disagree with that. If I disagree, I'm gonna say, nah, nigga, you trip. I'm gonna tell him.
yeah.
And we love each other enough to respect the perspective of the other individual. I don't have to fall out with you because I disagree with you. Some people don't even know how to have common conversation. Like conversations can be very courteous in nature. Even if I totally disagree with everything you said, I can sit down and say, T man, you know what? I feel you. I understand where you coming from, bro. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I do feel where you coming from. And if that's your truth, that's your truth. You can't argue with another person's perspective or another person's truth about how they feel. All you can do is give your angle and live your angle the way your life is lined up and stay in your lane. Chauncey is the king of there it is. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane.
Yeah, right. Let me ask these ladies a question right quick. See, you know, I'm finna weed it out right here. Ladies, how many times? Well, the ladies with relationships and marriages that's on here. How many times have you came home and your man was on the phone with your best friend? Not never. Next to none. I came home the other day. This nigga was on the phone with my wife.
What day was that?
Did I flinch? Did I blink? Did I give a fuck? No. You know why? Because that's my friend. Let me tell y'all something real quick. I had a partner. Well, come to find out, my partner was talking about me. Y'all know who he was talking about me to? Me. The nigga called me thinking he called somebody else and was talking about me.
You should have said a dummy, not a partner.
So hold on. I didn't say anything. I hung the phone up. That way he looked at the phone. Now he know he was talking to me, right? I didn't say nothing. I told my wife, and she was like, fuck that whore. No, hold on. I just told y'all, every action doesn't require reaction. I ain't changed. I'm the same cat. Nothing ever changed with me. His conscience is eating him up, killing him. So my point is, because something happens, you don't gotta let nobody know. So one of my points was, so my wife said something to me, or she was talking to somebody, she was telling somebody else about the situation. And she said, you know, I got all my husband's friends' number in my phone. So guess what? If you ain't in her phone, you ain't my motherfucking friend. Just that simple.
Hey, Chris Reedy, I'm much better looking than that nigga. Don't be calling us twins. I'm way better looking than that dude. Like, come on in, Elisa. Use your thing and come in for us for the last 15 minutes of the show. Hit your deal and come on in since you're off your Zoom call. But I am better looking than him, though, Chris Reedy. You got to admit it. We're not twins. I am better looking.
Say, she know. I just told you, everything ain't got to be said. We know. Yeah.
ED!
The Cure.
What's up, Mama?
And I'm sorry, I just got off of Zoom, so I was trying to tell you I was multitasking.
No, that's cool
Listening.
because you came in just in time for our last topic of the night, which is highly sexual with no emotion. Now, where did that topic come from?
Shit.
The what he said.
Hey, but hey, you the one gave it to me, so it's the perfect show for you to discuss women being highly sexual but don't even have emotions. Everybody's saying, "Hi, Lisa. Hi, Denise."
Hey y'all. Okay, so we discussed it a few. We always try to put a little spin on to have a topic to go with those conversations that we all have. But get me caught up on that because I think we were talking about how the roles have kind of flipped with.
Yes, that's exactly what we were talking about. That's exactly what we were talking. We were saying how when we were growing up and we were dating and we were in high school in our 20s, how men were the more sexual beings unattached. Like we could meet a chick, boom, 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 walk away, no problem. And women were the ones doing the chasing, and women was the ones more attached to the emotional side of the sexual situation. Well, now it seemed like everything about that the script has flipped.
It definitely has. So people who say, "Oh no, women gonna get attached." Well, now women are looking at it as an acting, not attaching any emotions to it. We talk about that all the time. Like, can she just walk away, or how can she just not call? Because women, the script has definitely flipped.
So,
Women are tapping into some kind of masculine energy. I don't know.
so,
I'm not that person, but I have seen it on display.
so let me give y'all the history of this here thing right quick. So,
Because if it's one thing he know,
boy, if it's one
Yes,
thing I know,
women.
it's two for sure. Now
Oh
look
my
here.
God.
So listen, it's not hard. It's simple. You can have intercourse, and you can as many times as you want a week, and with the same person, and not have any feelings at all. Nobody, because that's not what feelings are. I'm gonna tell y'all come close to this. Come closer so y'all can hear me. If you kissing, you gonna catch feelings.
Oh, let me write that down.
I'm telling you, y'all better hear me. You can do that all day long, but as soon as you start kissing, you gonna catch feelings.
Elisa,
That's
I'm a germaphobe.
that say it explains it. Nigga, that's proof right there. That's proof.
Kevin don't
That's
kiss
fucking
nobody,
proof.
so he don't have no feelings. That's what's
He don't
missing,
have
Kevin.
no feelings. He don't have no feelings at all. He ain't kissing. Soon as he start kissing, we going to a wedding.
All
I,
right, Kevin. So,
I
Terry,
did
give me.
I did let somebody kiss me.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What? Y'all got secrets on.
I said I did let somebody kiss me though. I did let somebody kiss me.
Why y'all gonna
Oh
bring
my
me in on the
God.
messy part?
Huh?
Why y'all gonna bring me in on the messy part? Really?
I'm just, I, I'm just saying. I'm
Y'all
just
put in the
saying.
dis- y'all put in the disclaimers on here. I do not know what these two men are talking about.
No,
No.
so we did go through the in too deep from the relationship perspective, from the are you the baby's daddy perspective, and
Right.
from the abusive relationship perspective. So we went through the in too deep from all three of those. If you want to just real quick, like surmise your perspective from in too deep, or whichever one of those you want to touch on, and we'll come back to the highly sexual with no emotions.
Please
I'll
do.
touch on the in too deep from the perspective of the baby's father. There are a lot of situations out here that I have witnessed where the female knows who the baby's father is, but they have quote unquote named or claimed another father, and it has gone on for years, and now they're what I say in too deep. So now they're living a lie with this child, and to keep um really, so to keep I say to keep their image intact, they let the lie continue until it's, I'm going to tell them until it's 1 year or 2 years, three. I'm going to tell them when they get a little older to understand what the dynamics. And then you get to high school, graduation, college, and they still haven't told because they're in too deep. They let the lie go too long and now they're in too deep. And so now to bring what the truth is to surface is going to expose someone. And that's, in my case, not my case with me, but the things I've witnessed has been the lady who has held the lie intact.
Yeah.
And now,
Yeah.
you're living a life of a father who is not yours, who you claim is your father, and you may have another father on the outside looking in who is the father, a very suitable father, but because the woman is in too deep with the lie, she just drags it on. So that was my perspective of the in too deep on that end.
No, that's good. And the thing is, the people who are commenting about kissing, who saying I love kissing my man and a
Yeah.
good kiss is everything, those are women.
But hold on.
Those are women.
Hold on. Watch this here. And that's fine. But what Nene and Bebe and them that's been fucking Mr. Otis getting them light bills and shit paid for 20 years, they ain't kissing because they'll be in love with Mr. Otis right now. No, they not kissing Mr. Otis. They kissing their baby daddies. I'm telling you, that's where feelings at. When you start kissing and putting your tongues in people's mouths and shit,
Oh my
you
goodness.
start catching feeling.
So Felicia,
I don't know how you go on date somebody without kissing them, Kevin. We'll have to talk about that later. That's totally absurd to me. I don't understand.
That wasn't a call out. I don't know what the hell.
yeah,
You been on a date?
like you do have my number though. Like
Talk
damn.
out every day.
Exactly. So hold on. Felicia just said, oh my God. Felicia said, as men get older, they lose testosterone and gain estrogen. This is why some are not as active. In other words, she's saying this is why y'all start acting like bitches. Because you're losing your masculinity and you're gaining some bitch assness.
Hell no.
So Chris Reedy said, hold the saliva. Then she said, the men today seem pumped with estrogen anyway. So, yeah. So, I mean, at the end of the day, though, the highly sexual with no emotions, that was something that we were having a conversation one random day, and Elisa just kind of threw that at me. Like she always do. She always drop nuggets. And what did you hit me with about a week ago? What did you say one morning? And I was like, I'm going to use that. I forgot what it was. Like,
we got to stop pushing parked cars.
Pushing parked cars. Yeah, that was a really good one. That was, Felicia said that's facts. Ask your doctor. I ain't asking my doctor nothing.
I know that. I know that men lose testosterone, but you got the thing mixed up. When most men, when they lose testosterone, they lose it. Yeah. So
Kylie said women lose the estrogen and start getting manly.
Exactly.
So,
Same thing.
I mean, I guess it's the same.
It's the same thing. And men have estrogen in their body just like women have testosterone. And that's
look. So Penny said she just said bitch ass nigga in a nice way.
Not Penny and Felicia, not the sweet ones in a bunch.
Highly sexual with no feelings, emotionally detached individuals. So Felicia said, Kylie Spencer, we actually gain testosterone. Facial hair starts growing on the ladies. Yeah, and that's true. So I think, and it's funny, we laughing about it, but I think Terry had a really, really good perspective when he said, when you start kissing people, emotions start forming.
They do.
Because kissing is a more intimate sexual detail, which sort of doctrinates a different level of intimacy.
Yeah.
It creates a connection.
Go ahead.
It creates a connection. Chemistry, then connection. I don't know how you can have chemistry with somebody and not kiss them, but.
So we got 5 minutes left in the show, guys. So this Friday night, 8 o'clock, We're going to be at Vibe Lounge, guys. Everybody's going to be live at Vibe Lounge. We're going to do some networking. Bring your business cards. This is about networking. This not just about what he said with Kevin Walker. We're going to have food. We're going to celebrate Big Trey, one of the coolest kids around. Aside from the food, we're going to have alcohol-free drinks. We're going to have plenty bottles of water, Felicia. If you just want to drink water, we're going to have whatever you want available that night for you to come out with no money, and just come have a good time. No money, come have a good time. Penny and Cliff too. We're going to see if we can get them to drop some of their comedy bars on us that night as well, because they will be in the building. Cliff too and Boss Man Penny Thompson will be in the damn building. Like, what kind of night? This is going to be so epic. Y'all see that lady in the bottom, Elisa Denise? That is a life insurance sales lady for Globe Life. She gonna be there passing our cards, I guarantee you. So if your ass ain't got no life insurance, you better get some that night, because we ain't selling no fish dinners when your ass die and go home. I'm just saying. Your ass better get some life insurance. Grow up, because part of becoming an adult is acting like one in every aspect of your life. The fudge. Anyway.
Don't call me telling me, hey, can you put something on it? Oh, y'all ain't got the casket?
Hey, Felicia said you talked to her cousin already, Denise?
Yes.
See? Network, marketing. Pass some business cards out. Hey, no, Friday night, guys, we're going to have a good time. I would like for y'all to come to my page and share the flyer. Share the Friday night flyer for the party. All y'all that be on here, man, do me that solid. Go to my page, grab that flyer, and share it. My page is wide open for anybody who want to come on it. It don't have no drawbacks, no nothing. Come on the page, grab the flyer, and share. T, before we go, anything you want to add, brother?
If you go on his page, I promise you one thing: you will not see kissing on that motherfucker. Say, listen, I'm gonna piggyback what my brother said. Y'all come out Friday night, man. You know, he told you everything that we gonna have, but most of all, what we gonna have is fun. We're gonna have fun, man. We're gonna ball and parlay. We gonna.
He need a better internet. Elisa, anything you want to add before we go, mama?
I just want to add that I'm sorry I was late. I was on the Zoom selling life insurance. So yes, everywhere I go, I'm a walking billboard, because I don't believe in GoFundMe's and fish dinners. The reason why I don't believe in GoFundMe's, believe it or not, if you need 10,000 and you do it through a GoFundMe, you do not get the 10,000. You get a percentage of that, and they take a large percentage, which I think is about 25%. So I can get you insured within your budget.
Yeah, no, and she really can. Hey guys, look, Friday night, Vibe Lounge, 12805 Cullen Boulevard. 12805 Cullen Boulevard. Hey, look, it's gonna be a total vibe. Shamara, bring some of them pretty ladies you know, man. Y'all come on out and get on with us. Yeah, 8 o'clock. Come a little early, get you something to eat and get you a beverage. Callie, I know you gonna be there. You know, we know Penny gonna be there. Guys, Felicia, come on out. Hey, look, thank y'all again for supporting this show. Thank y'all for supporting what he said with Kevin Walker. I have been doing this now for over 2 years. And some of y'all have been right there in the trenches with me. My girl, Chris Reedy, Felicia. I really don't want to get to calling names. My boy, Big Ben. From day one. And man, I love y'all for that. I appreciate y'all for that. This is, again, what he said with Kevin Walker. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.